Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Susan Posnock. I'm Director of Public Affairs and Education for Jewelers of America. And thank you for joining us today for Jewelers of America's Supplier Showcase webinar series. Today's webinar is presented by jewelershealthcare.com, and it features Kate Kirkland, Marketing Manager, and Sarah Knight, Content Marketing Specialist. Before I turn it over to our speakers to get the webinar started, I wanted to let our attendees know that if they have a question during the webinar, they can type it into the Zoom Q&A box. Also, today's session is being recorded and will be available on Jewelers of America's website in the next few days. Thanks, and I'll be back to share any questions at the end. Please take it away, Kate and Sarah. Thank you.
Hi guys, I'm Kate Kirkland. I am our marketing manager here at My Healthfully. We have partnered with Jewelers of America to host jewelershealthcare.com, and I'm actually going to let Sarah take it over from here. She's got a slideshow and everything for us.
Thank you so much. All right, so as Kate mentioned, we are partnered with Jewelers of America, and we are here to run over the health insurance benefits that are available to you and how to access them. And then, as it was mentioned, if you have any questions throughout, please ask them. We want to answer and address any and all questions that we possibly can. Bear with me just a moment. I'm not great at sharing my screen, no matter how many times I do this. All righty. So real quick, what we're going to run over today: small group benefits, where to get started, what you need. Don't be the 41%. We'll get into that later. This is one of our fun parts. And then any and all questions that you may have today. So 33.2 million small businesses employ 61.7 million people. That is a really large number of people employed by small businesses. I did not realize how impactful small businesses were in employment until I saw this number myself. So that's huge. And then 80% of the people would choose a job with benefits over one with a 30% raise and no benefits. That right there is huge. That's a pretty big number of people who would prefer the benefits, especially over such a large raise. And that's basically why we're here today. That is why we at My Healthfully do what we do, and that's why Jewelers Healthcare is available to you as a benefit. And then one of our clients or customers gave this feedback, and we really enjoy this because it's not often that you think of health insurance as being an enjoyable process. Most people think of it as a pretty big headache, and I understand why. But they did enjoy scrolling through and checking off the plans that they were interested in. And if you get the opportunity to go to the platform, which we will visit just in a little bit, we're not going to walk through everything, but it really is a cool experience to walk through and see what's available to you and really tailor healthcare to you and your team's needs. So we're going to go ahead and visit jewelershealthcare.com. Find it on my computer. There we are. All right, so this is jewelershealthcare.com, and this is where you would go to sign up for an appointment to view the benefits available to you and speak to a licensed broker. And that would be John David Garlitz, who's not here with us today, or Dan. Both of them are really great. And also one of the biggest things that we always say, if you have any questions about the benefits that are available to you, even if you don't want to sign up and you just want to kind of explore your options and see what's out there, we always suggest scheduling a call. This will really help answer and fill in a lot of blanks for you. So anyways, whenever you decide that you want to explore this a little bit more, you'll go to jewelershealthcare.com and you go ahead and go over to get started. This process is really easy, really simple. And then you'll let us know whether you're looking for group coverage or individual and family coverage. For the sake of today, we're going to go into group coverage, and that is anywhere between 2 and 500 employees. Really, you can go beyond 500. So
Sarah,
one
I
of the
was
biggest, yes,
sorry.
Kate. No, that's okay.
99.8% of people are going to go through the group coverage transaction at this point in the website. If you have a question about it, go through the group coverage. So even if it's just one person, whatever it is, just do the group coverage and we can always see if we have individual things for you. Sorry to interrupt you, Sarah.
No, that's a great point. I appreciate that. So one of the biggest things that we like to mention is that when you do schedule an appointment, you'll need to fill out a census, which I will show you here in a few moments. It has really basic information, and none of that information we are going to sell. That stays strictly between you and the licensed broker that you'll speak with. That doesn't go to anybody else in the company except for, you know, you guys. So you'll fill that out and have that ready to go. And then you can go in and choose the date and time that works best for you. My computer's running a little slow. And as you can see, we're on today, and there's appointments both this afternoon and this evening. So that's huge. You can, you know, go in and pretty much speak to somebody within a few hours. And then once you choose a date and time that works for you, there are a few more questions. So you go ahead and just enter in your company name, your name, email, phone number, zip code. And then there is this section here where we ask if you could share anything just to help us prepare for your appointment. And that is going to be about any current coverage that you have. If you have any questions, you can always type them in there. This will just really help you and your advisor to make the most of a 30, 45-minute call, and make sure that all of your needs are addressed. So that's really pretty easy to navigate. And we're going to go ahead and show you the census real quick as well. As I mentioned, this is pretty easy to fill out, pretty basic information. So this will be for you and all of the employees that you're shopping for. We'll need date of birth, biological sex, zip code, and class, so whether employee, spouse, partner, dependent, etc., enrollment type, and then, you know, a few more details. Again, really basic information. We've made it really easy to fill out, and you'll just save this. And Kate, correct me if I'm wrong, but this does need to be sent in before the appointment, correct?
Yes, if you can send it in before the appointment, you'll actually get an email that confirms the appointment and tells you who it's with, and then your person that your appointment is with should send you an email with this attached to it on top of you being able to download it from the website. Just reply back to that email with this attached to it. They'll load it into the computer. So whenever you get on the call with them, you'll actually be able to see pricing, and it would be the exact price that you would be paying for whatever coverage it is. So if you don't turn this in beforehand, or if you have it right whenever the meeting starts or something like that, they can put it in. But if they have it beforehand, they can go ahead and have everything in, and you'll see exact pricing by the time you get on the call. So that's the major benefit of having this, is there's like less questions and you actually get to see what it would cost for you.
Thank you. And that is why Kate is here, because she has all that great information that I often forget. She's the best. All right, so let's move on. So we've visited the website. You have seen what the census looks like. And again, just how to make the most of your appointment, current plan information, completed census. As Kate mentioned, that's going to be huge. And then any questions that you have, make sure you have those ready, and your advisor will be able to answer all of those. And here's the 41%. 41% of businesses offer no healthcare benefits, and that is huge, especially when such a large number of people, as we mentioned earlier, prefer to have healthcare benefits. There's a lot of research out there about employees feeling supported with healthcare, and we all know that when everybody's healthy, everybody's able to show up for work. And when you're healthy and happy, it's just better for everybody all around. So again, this is why we do what we do. And we want to make sure that all of you have access to that and understand how to schedule your appointment and how we can help you. That is pretty much it. We just wanted to do, a basic walkthrough, run over the basics of Jewelers Healthcare for you. So if you have any questions, Kate and I are both happy to address those.
Thank you so much, Sarah and Kate. And if you have questions, you can put them in the Zoom Q&A. We did get a couple of questions that came in ahead of time, so I'll address those first, and then see if we have any additional questions. We had a question, are dental and vision options offered through the plans?
So yes, dental and vision options are available. Whenever you look at the plan options, it's major medical will be the first thing that you see. And then once you get through that, you'll see all of the ancillary coverage options. So this includes life, suite of AFLAC benefits, which would be a cancer policy, hospital indemnity, things like that. We also have short-term disability, life insurance, hearing. Did I already say that? I'm sorry. Vision, dental. There's also work site insurance that we can offer. So these are all ancillary coverage options outside of that major medical, and you can sign up for all of those. And there are some that the employee can sign up for themselves, where the employer would not have to contribute to them.
Okay, thank you. Yes, that definitely answers the question. I had another question that came in, pretty specific in terms of type of person that would need healthcare. They wanted to know about providing affordable healthcare to older employees. I didn't know whether or not that's just something that's factored in when they're filling out their form, their census form, and so forth. But if you can speak to that, that'd be great.
So that's definitely factored in with the census. And whenever we look at that, we don't offer like Medicare, which after a certain age you have to enroll in, but we definitely have options. And then if you do have older, healthier people or anything like that, we do have some things that like medically underwritten plans, level funded plan options, where you have to fill out a little medical questionnaire, your employees do. And then there's the possibility, if you qualify for those, then you could save, I think it's normally around 30% savings for those types of plans, but we definitely have options for older people in the workplace. Just make sure whenever you set up your appointment that you put that question in the little window where it says like more information that you can give us. If that's something you're specifically looking for, make sure that that's in there, and we'll make sure whenever we're looking at plans that we keep that in mind for you and your group, and we'll choose the plans that better fit those needs for your employees, especially that if someone's older. I hope that made sense.
Yeah, I think so. Thanks so much for clarifying that. I did get a question that just came in from an attendee. They wanted to know, they said they work at a small business with only 7 employees and 3 are eligible for healthcare. They wanted to know, is that something we would be able to get a break in coverage for, I guess, for 7 employees total, 3 that are eligible for healthcare?
Yeah. We have plans, numerous plan options where you only need 2 people to enroll in coverage and be considered a group. So only having 3 eligible is right in that niche window. And that's exactly what we're here for, is that size group and that size plan. And we might even have some options where you might not want to offer all 7 people something, but maybe they want an ancillary coverage or an AFLAC or something like that. And you could offer them that. If you wanted to do something, this is totally up to you and all that kind of stuff. But we have options where you could extend it to more than just those 3 for major medical.
Okay, if you're still on, if that answers your question, or if you have any follow-up questions, feel free to, again, type them into the Zoom Q&A. I did have an additional question. Let me just get to that. Really very general in terms of, I think a lot of folks who might be participating today mentioning they already have medical insurance and they really just wanted to listen in to compare. So is there anything that you guys can add in terms of what you're providing that might be different? Obviously, you don't know what type of insurance this person's already using. But just to speak to how it compares to other programs that are out there.
So the one thing I would say comparatively is whenever you set up an appointment and you talk to one of our licensed brokers, we're looking at every possible plan. We have partnered with every carrier in the United States. So if there's a plan that's available to you, we have it and we can show it to you. So we can look at what your current plan is. We can see if there's another plan option that meets that same criteria, or it could be a better plan option for you and your team. And we can see what that cost would look like. And it's all instantaneous. So by the time you send in that census, we fill it out. We're looking at those numbers with you in the moment. So you don't have to wait around for a broker to talk to a carrier or anything like that and them to get back to you. So that's our biggest leveraging point, is that everything is instantaneous. It's all done over the internet, or over the cloud. But it's all done right there for you in one spot. We send everything to your employees via email. They answer their questions. They fill out what it is that they need. So it's all done for you. You don't have to keep up with a lot of the HR stuff that you might have to with another broker. But if you do love your broker and you are just wanting to shop, it's definitely possible. We partner with brokers. So if you love your broker and you want to see them succeed and use a platform like ours, definitely put us in contact with them. We would love for them to start using our platform, and then you can work with your broker and use jewelershealthcare.com as well. So you can kill two birds with one stone, so to say.
Okay, great. Thank you so much.
Of
I
course.
am not seeing any additional questions at this time. Oh, wait a minute. I spoke too soon. Somebody just added one to the chat. Okay. I'm sure you guys can see that as well, but is there a general percent of savings if a company goes with you instead of using a broker offering plans for our size company? Will we expect to save 20% if we use a plan through you? And I'm not sure what size company the person asking the question has, but
Well, what I can say, we do normally see a savings. With, if you're able to go with a level funded plan, I can say that your company has approximately 18 people. With a level funded plan, if they're all generally healthy, they pass that medical questionnaire, we normally see an average savings of about 30%. And then if at the end of the year, if there's claim funds, so you pay in, if there's claim funds that haven't been used, you get a refund back on those unused claim funds. And Sarah, correct me if I'm wrong here, you did the math. Our claims fund percentage last year was 12% back at the end of the year. So you can see an average of about, that would actually be what, 42% cash back, or 42% savings over a year. So we like, obviously, if we can get you in a level funded, medically underwritten plan, that is the best option for you. And you see more savings that way. But even with a traditional medical plan, major medical plan, because we work with every carrier, and if a plan is offered in the United States or in your area, we have it. It's on our platform. And we work with some carriers that maybe other people don't work with. And so a lot of times we will see savings for things like that. Off the top of my head, I do not have that number in front of me for regular major medical insurance, but I know the level funded plans are 30%. I hope that answers your question.
Great. Yeah. If you have any other, oh, looks like it did. Thank you so much.
Yay! Thank you, Joy.
So I just want to also ask you guys if there's an email that people who are interested can go to get more information, or just go to jewelershealthcare.com, or what's the best way to get more information following the webinar. Obviously, we'll probably have folks who also want to listen to the recording of this. So yeah, just contact information that you have.
So you can always email Sarah or I. My email address is Kate, and it's Kate with a C. So thank you, Sarah. It's CATE@myhealthfully.com. Or you can go to jewelershealthcare.com, set up an appointment from there. That's honestly the best way. I'll put you in contact with the right people if you email me. You can also call me. My number is 478-952-8472. And Sarah is on top of it. And I'll make sure that you get to the people that you need to talk to, get your questions answered, things like that. But the best possible scenario, best possible route for you to take control of everything and for you to handle it is to go to jewelershealthcare.com, set up a time that works for you, schedule that call, and you'll be talking to a licensed broker, and they can answer all of your questions, whereas I can only answer about half of them before I get in trouble and say something that I shouldn't say.
Okay, that's good to keep in mind. Thank you so much. And I think, obviously if folks have questions, they have that contact information, and can reach out anytime.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Kate and Sarah, for participating and sharing this information today from Jewelers Healthcare. As I already said, the recording for the session will be available within the next few days. So if you want to go back and check it out and have any, or again, want to be able to access that contact info again, you'll be able to hear it on the recording. And coming up next in our webinar series for Jewelers of America, we have another upcoming supplier showcase webinar that's going to be held on October 19th at 2 p.m. It's obviously, there's been a lot of conversation around rising credit card processing fees, and we have somebody from Aurora Payments who's going to be speaking about demystifying those credit card processing fees, and giving information and tips that I'm sure will be very useful for folks, given how much we rely on credit in the jewelry business. And thanks again to Sarah and Kate and to jewelershealthcare.com for joining us today. Thank you all for attending, and hope everyone has a great day. Take care.